Well, Skylar, tell us a little bit about what Chloe's journey is going to be like through the rest of the season.
Well, Chloe's journey is definitely not what you would expect it to be. Chloe, every week, is faced with new people and situations that she doesn't know how to handle, but that's kind of the cool thing about Chloe King. No matter what the circumstances may be, she has to figure out how to get herself out of it and, stay out of trouble. So Chloe definitely matures throughout the season. She realizes that her role as the uniter is not maybe not as easy as she thought it would be. It's a little more scary. The reality is setting in that there are more than just one villain or assassin out there, that there's a group of people and they're coming for her, and that there are bad people everywhere, some of whom, camouflage into her everyday life. Right. So Chloe's life is definitely beginning to change throughout the season, and it's kind of her transformation from a young, naive teenager into a matured young woman.
Got it. Now, you mentioned a little bit about her not knowing really who to trust. So she has Alec, she has Jasmine, she just met their mom, Valentina, right?
Right.
So they're sort of in her circle of trust, and that's gonna expand a little bit. And can you tell me a little bit about maybe what sort of the questions that she's gonna be that are gonna be raised when she is confronted by these different villains in her life?
Well, I think it's tough for Chloe because there are so few people who she can trust. I mean, Chloe and her mom have a great relationship, but Chloe hasn't been able to tell her mom about, her powers, her abilities, being Mai, and it's really hard for her because she wants to tell her mom. She shares everything with her mom, but now it's like, what if my mom's not going to accept me? So Chloe's distance with that begins to kind of build this distance between Chloe and her mom throughout the season, where now there are other things that Chloe is choosing not to tell her mom, and there's a lot of friction in that relationship. And as Chloe kind of separates from her mom, she kind of lends herself to Valentina and Alec and Jasmine and really begins to confide in them because they understand her. But at the same time, because she's with, the other Mai people all the time, Paul and Amy are really hurt that she's not hanging out with them. So Chloe's constantly torn between her two worlds and is struggling to find a balance.
Got it. Speaking of balance, are we going to see any more progress sort of with the love triangle that exists between Chloe, Brian, and Alec?
Well, definitely progress to some extent. The love triangle gets more messy and juicy and intricate as the season goes on. It's really interesting because Alec is not an obvious, love choice for Chloe at first. I think she kind of resists the idea because, she is, love at first sight with Brian. There's no question. But with Alec, it's kind of a slower progression into realizing how she feels about him. But when, her feelings, totally just like come out about how she feels about Alec, she realizes that she's more in love with Brian than she even knew. So the stakes only get higher, and at the end of the season, do we have some crazy stuff with the love triangle. It's definitely worth watching.
Cool. Is there anything that maybe, you guys are shooting the finale right now, is there anything that maybe you can give us a little hint about?
All I can say is that all of the secretive, mysterious people and things that have been occurring throughout the season, they all kind of cross paths in the finale. People you didn't think would be with other people who are on the show are suddenly meeting each other, or, there are certain figures coming into play. All those loose ends kind of get tied up, but in a very messy, exciting, thrilling way.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much.